Hello, welcome to Literary Magic, a resource for readers and writers alike. I'm Ashley, your host. If you want to see more of me, please remember to like and subscribe. Today, I want to help you take your character creation practice to an even deeper level, because we all know that characters are super important to developing story. So today we're going to use meditation to get to know our characters. I'm excited too. So I'm sure you've all heard of meditation before. Who hasn't? Maybe you even use it to relax before you start writing. Maybe use it as a tool at the end of a long day. Maybe sometimes you just sit and just breathe. But meditation is incredibly powerful for a lot of things. So what if I told you that you can use meditation to develop a relationship with your character by spending time with them in a meditative space? It's true. So I will tell you what we are going to do. So meditation is a bridge to your subconscious mind. It's a place where your creativity resides. It's by tapping into it with your characters, you can make them deep, relatable, very human, which is so important because you've taken the time to get to know them, to ask them questions. And so that's what we're going to do on today's episode. So first, there's some things that I want you to think about, and we're gonna pause. I'm gonna have you pause this video in just a couple minutes so you can go and collect your thoughts. But first, I want you to think about the character you want to meditate on. It can be a character from a story you're working on. I use this a lot for the characters I work on to get to know them better. It can be from a book you've read. Maybe you just really love this character and you want to spend some time with them. It can even be a movie you've watched. Or maybe you just want some general information about a type of character, like you're writing about a pirate living on the high seas. And I don't know about you, but I don't know any pirates living on the high seas. So since I wouldn't be able to ask them, this is a good opportunity to ask them. So I want you to take a moment to pick out your character. Okay, so that's the first step. Then I want you to come up with 3 to 5 items that you think describe the energy of that character. So with a pirate, what are you going to do? A pirate ship, parrot, peg leg. I know we're stereotyping pirates a little bit, but that's okay. For the purpose of this, it just has to be things that bring up the image of the pirate to you. Right? So don't worry about if they're accurate. Not at this point. We'll cover that on a later one. For now, just things that bring up that image for you. So a baker, it could be a cobblestone street and the smell of bread. And of course, a bakery. Maybe an apron if you want to throw an extra one in there. So character, a few items that you think relate to that character. And if you're really feeling empowered, then you can prepare a few questions you would like to ask this character, or you can do that part on the spot. Some people really like to have a conversation with their characters, and some people like to be fully prepared going in. So that's completely up to you. So I'm going to have you pause this video. It's a good time to like it. Pause your video, and when you have all these things, come back and I'll be right here. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you have your character in mind. So now we're going to do the actual meditation bit. So I want you to start off by getting someplace comfortable. If you're holding this phone in your hand, maybe prop it up. If you're watching on a laptop, lean back in your chair. I want you to be as comfortable as you possibly can. Not to the point where you're going to fall asleep, but just above that. So now you're going to close your eyes. So we're going to close our eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Are you ready? You're going to breathe with me. 1, 2. Last one, make it count. 3. Now, without opening your eyes, I want you to bring an image of a room to your mind. Okay, this can be any place, preferably one you feel comfortable in. But the key thing is you want to see the items that you chose placed in this room. So in the pirate ship example, you're going to look in the corner and see a parrot. And you're going to see a peg leg and a ship, even if it's a ship in the bottle. And as you're looking at these things, the room is going to start to change and transform a little bit. Maybe a bit more rustic if it's a pirate. Maybe it becomes super clean and organized if you're dealing with somebody who works in like sciences or biotech industry. And don't worry if you can't really see anything in your mind's eye. A lot of people tend to use their other senses when they engage in meditation. So if you're having a hard time creating a visual, try to smell. Does the room smell like fresh baked bread? Like salty sea air? Or maybe you can hear things. Maybe you can hear the roar of waves. If you happen to be in a jungle space, maybe you hear the animals or you hear the wind rustling. Don't worry too much about how well you're doing or any of that. This is just, it's fun and it's engaging and it's relaxing. And however well you're managing is just fine. So spend just a few moments looking around that space. And maybe, if you're really adventurous, you pet the parrot. You touch the ship in the bottle. Maybe you see the drops of dew falling off the leaves. Remember, this is your space. It's actually your character's space. And it's this space that you're going to share with them. And so anything you want or you need can exist. All you need to do is ask and pay attention. After you've spent some time going around the room, reflecting on everything that's there, I want you to stop. Turn around slowly. Behind you, there's a chair. Sitting in that chair, you see someone materialize. It's your character. You see them before you, clear as day. Take a note of their appearance. Are they well-groomed? Are they messy? Have they brushed their hair today? Or this week? What do they smell like? Are their clothes vibrant? Or maybe your character chose not to sit down, and maybe your character is standing before you. Are they tall? Are they short? Is there anything about them that surprises you? Birthmark? Mole? Maybe their skin is a lot smoother than you thought it would be. You introduce yourself. It would be rude not to. Hello, they say, and they introduce themselves. They invite you to sit, just as they're sitting. And as you join them, ask them if it's okay to have a conversation and ask them a couple questions. If they say yes, well, then you have an opportunity to get to know all about your character. But if they say no, that's okay. Just observe them for a while. Just hang out. Maybe your character is a philosopher and they need that time to think. Maybe they're very shy and they're not comfortable with new people. You'll know when you're talking to this character if they just want you to sit in space with them. So if they did give you permission to ask questions, now's the time. Try to ask questions that are deep and that are going to let you know who this character is and what they're made of and what their personality is like. Are they brave? What are they afraid of? What are their deepest desires? Why do they make the choices that they do? Listen for their answers. Let them speak to you. Not a lot of people give these characters the time and the space to just talk about their day. So whatever they want to say to you, listen. Have that conversation. And even if they say something that you don't like, just sit and listen and have patience. And if they ask you questions, feel free to respond. After all, this works best when it's a back and forth. This practice can help you discover backstories in your own writing, can help you find nuances and motivations, can help you think about things in ways that you never would have. I mean, what is it like to be a pirate if you get seasick? Does that eventually go away, or do you have to give up your life of piracy? There's a lot of things you could know. So spend your time here. Spend time as much as you need. And when it's time to go, because eventually it will be, remember to thank them. If you feel comfortable shaking their hand, then do so. Maybe they're more comfortable with a high five. Maybe they're a hugger. Whatever it is, do what feels appropriate. So when it's time to return, go back to the original spot in the room where you were standing. You're going to focus on your breath. Do it with me. Breathe in and out. This next time, as you breathe in, I want you to start paying attention to the physical world around you. Is there a floor beneath you? Is there a table that your hands are on? Maybe it's smooth, cold, rough. Are there any smells, any sounds that you can hear? Let all these engage you. Let all of them come in and welcome you back to the physical world. When you feel as if you are back in your physical space, you may open your eyes. Welcome back for the second time. So you can go back to that place anytime you need to. I like to use this a lot if I'm writing a tricky character. Like usually I like to go talk to somebody who's a baker if I'm writing about a baker, or, join an online group and see if I can ask some questions, or read other books. But you have to be careful, because when you're reading a book or watching a movie, you're learning about an author or director's perception of that person, that type. So, but if you don't have access to a baker, if you don't have access to a pirate, if you don't have access to an alien living in the year 2500, this is a great way to join them and to really learn a lot about their character that you might not otherwise learn about. So now let's talk about what happens if this was a difficult exercise for you. Okay, and there's some reasons for that. Number one, maybe I went too fast. Could be me. You're welcome to watch this video on a slower speed. The sultry sound of my voice will be even more sultry then. Some people do not come by meditation as easily as others. For a lot of people, it takes work, and that's okay. Consistency is really the key. And like I talked about, don't try to have too many expectations about it has to be visual, your meditation. Like, it might be that you get there and you pick up a piece of wood and you can feel that in your hand as if you're actually holding it. So those are all points to look at. So just remember, be consistent, be patient, and if you keep a journal, this is some really good stuff in there that will help you with your writing. So before I go, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to do many more videos, and see you next time. Thank you.